So these are the samples which we can produce through rapid prototyping. This is the router. Then this is one more example. So these are the examples image component which we can fabricate through rapid prototyping. So now history of rapid prototyping. It started in 1980s. First technique is stereolithography SLA. It was developed by 3D System of Valencia in California, USA in 1986. Fused deposition modeling FDM developed by Stetsi Company in 1988. Laminated objects manufacturing LOM developed by Helicis USA. Solid ground curing development by Cubital Corporation of Israel. Then selective laser sintering center model maker developed by Wilton Corporation. Multijet modeling by 3D System. 3D printing by Soligon Incorporation MIT USA. So basically, rapid prototyping technology, they use following five technologies: stereolithography SLA, laminated object manufacturing LOM, selective laser sintering SLS, fused deposition modeling FDM, solid ground curing SGC. So stereolithography, it is first RP system developed by 3D Systems of Valencia in California, USA in 1986. First model developed was 250 by 50, followed by 250 by 30, 3500, 5000, 7000. These are the models of stereolithography. It is a laser-based rapid prototyping process which builds part directly from CAD by curing or hardening a photosensitive resin with a relatively low power laser. Parameters laser type helium cadmium laser, laser power 24 MW, laser life 2000 hours, recoat material Jaffir, minimum slice thickness 0.1 mm to 0.7 mm, sorry 0.07 mm to 0.1 mm, beam diameter 0.2 mm, scan speed 0.75 meter per second, maximum part value volume which we can produce from this one 0.25 into 0.25 into 0.25 meter, and maximum part weight which can be produced using this kind of technology is 9 kilograms. So these are the parameters which must be considered while producing any component through stereo, stereolithography technology. Software used for this one is SLA control and setup software. It operates on SLA 250 and SLA 500 machines. It has got three packages: SLA View, Unix based system for viewing and positioning; Bridgework, Unix based software for generating support structure; and SLA slicing and system operation software; Mysterio Unix based software; MS Window anti software; 3D Light Year. So these are software which is used for producing the first CAD model and then convert into STL format, that is a slicing, and it is used for viewing and positioning, support generation and slicing build station for operating SLA machine. So material used are epoxy resin, acrylic resin. Epoxy resin has better material properties and less hazardous but require large exposure time for curing. So no doubt it is having some advantage as well as disadvantage on the other side. And the hardware required, which I will explain with the help of diagram itself. So, so stereolithography machine you can see from here. So the laser, it's basically a very focused laser which is focused with the help of lenses. It strike on the scanning system through scanning system. It with the help of scanning system, the laser it made to fall on the liquid photopolymer resin. In this, you can see in this container, it is having the liquid photopolymer. Then it's a coater blade. You can see over here. Then this is a platform which is moved with the time. So very first it is just below the surface of liquid layer. So it is over here. So when the this laser falls on this liquid, it start forming the first layer, ground layer. Then afterwards, this platform it moves downward, and the this first layer it is covered with the liquid photopolymer resin. Then again, with the help of this laser scanning system, this laser fall on the liquid, and it form a second layer just above the first layer. You can see over here, it is having one layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer. So this way, complete component is manufactured over this platform. And once this component manufactured, this platform moves downward. So this is the working of stereolithography machine. So stereolithography operators operation. The process begin with the solid model in various CAD format. Like we produce the design using CAD format. It may be in SolidWorks, it may be in AutoCAD. Then solid model must consist of enclosed volume before it is translated from CAD format into STL file, which is used in this machine. The solid model is oriented into the positive octant of Carsten coordinate, XYZ coordinate system, and then translated out Z axis by at least 0.25 inches to allow for building for support. So these are the process. Then solid model is also oriented for optimum build, which involve placing complex curvature in XY plane where possible and rotating for least Z height as well as to whereas least amount of support are required. Then the .stl file is verified. The final .stl file once with support in addition to original file are then sliced into horizontal cross section and saved as slice file. The slice file are then masked to create four separate files that control SLA machine ending with five extension L, R, V and PRM. As you have seen in the diagram, where STL file is used to basically control the laser in three axes: Z axis, X axis and Y axis. Z axis where platform moves just from downward direction, where slices are formed just one layer, then second layer, the third layer, the fourth layer, fifth layer, and so on. And finally, when a complete component is manufactured, then they are sintered in the UV oven. So this is basically the process of this one. So we next then post processing. There are three basically process: pre-processing, that is a design part; then processing part where this component actually processed, manufactured; and post processing where in an ultraviolet oven it is kept for the curing of the component, and then alcohol bath and clean the part in the alcohol bath and then go for the final curing. So basically the unwanted material which is stuck on the surface of the material, it is removed, and then sintering part it is done in the this post processing part. So now next is the advantages and disadvantages. Parts have best surface quality, high accuracy, high speed, finely detailed features like thin vertical walls, sharp corners and tall columns can be fabricated with ease. Disadvantages: it require post processing, that is post curing, careful handling of raw materials required, high cost of photo curable resin. So these are the disadvantages. But no doubt this advantages of this system, they basically outweigh the disadvantages. So and one more thing about it, this is one of the most oldest technology developed in the field of rapid prototyping. And application is investment casting. You have seen like artificial jewelry or even jewelry, so it worked as the mold basically. So this is known as investment casting. Wind tunnel molding, you have seen like wind tunnels for smaller applications where this wind tunnel is modeled from using this particular technology. Then tooling, and not all in the last, injection molding tool for smaller components like rotor. So these are some application of stereolithography technology. So this is, I explained earlier, where this is the helium cadmium laser system where laser fall on the liquid, and this is the platform which is used to just move the component finished part in the downward direction. And here in this container, it is containing liquid epoxy or acetylene resin, and I explained the working earlier. So you can draw this diagram in the final examination. So with this help, you can explain this technology. Then next one is the selective laser sintering, SLS. History, I just explained a brief. It is developed in 1987 by University of Texas, Austin. Selective laser sintering technology is a rapid prototyping process that build model from a wide variety of material using an additive fabrication method. The build media for selective laser sintering comes in powder from which is fused together by a powerful carbon dioxide laser to form the final product. So DTM sinter normally use 2500 machine, and again the similar to previous one. First we made the CAD file format, then converted into .stl file. Then afterwards, this you can see the example over the working model. Selective laser sintering. You can see here it is a laser, which is controlled with the help of optics. This optics basically it's a lens. It's a guiding lens which controls the laser beam. So first we have a platform. You can see this is a platform. Actually, from we can start over here. This is the platform over which we apply a powder coating, or you can say powder supply. After that, on this powder supply, we move a leveling roller so that all the powder it uniformly just form a uniform layer over the platform. Then we fall the this leveling roller, and it remove the material which we want actually to produce. So basically it create the first layer. Afterwards this platform moves downward, then we again form a layer, then again roll with leveling roller, then with the help of layer we form a second layer over it. So this way first layer, second layer, third layer, and we create layer on the top of the previous layer which formed with the help of this laser. And with this way we can produce this workpiece like this is sample over here. So this is the technology principle of operation used in the selective laser sintering. So like the first two component like designing and convert this CAD file into STL, it is similar in all kind. The only difference in how we process the manufacturing or fabrication of this component. The station has built piston at the center and feed position on either side. The model is built layer by layer like other rapid prototyping processes, so that the build piston will begin at the top of its range and will lower in increment of the set layer size as parts are built. So as I explained with the help of this diagram. The purpose of selective laser sintering to provide a prototyping tool to decrease the time and cost of design to product cycle. It can use wide variety of material to accommodate multiple application throughout the manufacturing process. So this is that once again the diagram which I explained earlier. Here the CO2 laser is used, where in case of previous one we use helium and cadmium laser. Then scanning system is used. It is just control the laser. Then you can see here it is a platform. This is a powder. This is a powder leveling roller. Then in the second stage, first layer forms, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, and then what happened? This platform moved downward direction as the layer formed over the surface. Here, this is a temperature controlled build chamber where nitrogen is used for controlling the temperature, and then in the last portion, excess powder it is removed from the component. So this is the working of this system. Application is as conceptual model, functional prototypes, as pattern master. Advantage is wide range of build material. We can produce a wide variety of component, high throughout capabilities, self-supporting build envelope. Parts are completed faster. It is faster as compared to the previous one. Damage is less and less wastage of material These are the advantages. Certain disadvantages, no doubt. It is having high initial cost, high operational cost, and peripheral and facility requirement. So these are certain disadvantages. So next one is the fuse deposition modeling. Fuse deposition modeling is an extrusion-based rapid prototyping process. Although it work on the same layer by layer principle as other RP system, then fuse deposition modeling relies on standard STL data file for input and is capable of using multiple build material in a build or support relationship. FDM machine uses quick slice software to manipulate and prepare the incoming STL data for use in FDM machine. Software can be operated on various type of workstation from Unix to PC. Build material investment casting was then your sterile plastic and elastomer. It is a key to FDM technology, compact and removable unit. It consists of drive, blocks, heating, chamber and tips. So this is the basic diagram. Here you can see it's a build material spools. Spool means it's something like it's a roll of the material where this material you can see it's move upward with the help of this spool. It is having this support material spool, and this is a build material spool. So this is a platform. During this the material move through this path you can see over here, and then this is the platform. This is the extrusion nozzle. This is the nozzle. Through this nozzle you can see it form the layer, and this is the support. So and this is the foam slab. On the foam slab we have the supports. So this extrusion basically it form a nozzle of the material, and here the layer by layer this component is manufactured over here, and as the component key like first layer formed, then second layer on the previous layer, third layer. So this platform moves downward and the complete component manufactured like the previous two. I hope you can like better explain with this help. So these are spools which is basically just containing the support material as well as a built material. It is moving to this one. These are the heated filament, and here it is liquidifier where this converted into liquefier, and through this extrusion trips we just producing the material. So in the below, so this is a finished part. It is a form base basically it is used for making molds in the material. This is a platform, it's moved downward. So this is a finished component, and this component is basically used as a mold, so for creating a hole and these kind of things. So the like dry blocks, these are the raw material feeding. You can see here the dry blocks. So these are the raw material feeding mechanism and are mounted on the back of the head. These are computer control. These are the dry blocks you can see over here. Then capable of precision loading and uploading of filament. It consists of two parallel wheel attached to a small electric motor by gear. The wheel have a plastic and rubber thread and are spaced approximately 0.07 inches apart and turn opposite to one another. Then when the wheel are turned in, an end of the filament is placed between them, they continue to push or pull the material depending on direction of rotation. When loading, the filament is pushed horizontally into the head through a hole a little larger than filament diameter, which is entry to the heating chamber. You can see in the diagram here, this is the heating chamber where this two material it is just moving inside, and with the help of this heating filament we are supplying the material to this liquefier head, and this then liquid material is extruded through these two tips. So I have explained all with the help of this one. Heating chamber, they are basically a 90-degree curved elbow wrapped in a heating element which serve two primary purpose, which I explained: to change the direction of the filament flow so that the material is extruded vertically. Second one, to serve as a melting area. It's kind of work as work as a storage where this melting material is stored. So you can see over here, like this is the filament and dry block assembly. This is dry block assembly, and this is here is are the tip. Through this tip, the material, the liquid material is just forming the layer over the platform. The heating element is electronically controlled and has feedback thermocouple to allow for a stable temperature throughout. So I have explained these things, and like we can now move to application part. I'm also share this PPT with you, and the important one are the application concept of design visualization, direct use components, investment casting, medical application or flexible components. Advantages: strength and temperature capability of build material, safe laser free operation and easy post processing. And disadvantages: process is slower than laser based system, build speed is low, thin vertical column proof difficult to build with FDM, physical with contact with extrusion can sometimes topple or at least shift thin vertical column and wall. So uh, so this one is for today, and the rest too we will cover tomorrow. So, so this is for today. Tomorrow we also discuss the previous year question paper and the remaining two RP technologies. So this for today. Thank you.